Hey guys, welcome to episode number 228. Today is Monday, so it's Update Monday, and I wanted to give you guys a look at the basement fish room. At first glance, it might not look like a lot has changed, but I want to walk you through a few changes, a few updates, and some future plans here in the fish room. As you can see, the 40-gallon tanks are still set up, pretty much unchanged. But what I did do was I busted out my Rena XP3 canister filters, and I've attached those to 3 of these 40-gallon tanks, and I needed to keep the fry out of that intake screen, so I just used a little bit of plastic hardware mesh, and then I covered it with just a fine screen material that I picked up from a craft store, and that seems to be working out fairly well. The bottom is actually rubber banded together so they can't get in through the bottom, and it just, you know, comes above the water level, so that seems to be working out fairly well. I've got the spray bars on there. Everything is working out nicely. These guys are actually about to get fed for the night, so they're pretty happy, and they're waiting for that. But that's about it for the aquariums. But as you guys know, I'm planning on building out some fish room racking systems here for the basement, and I showed you guys the SketchUp of that recently. But before I can do any of that, I really need to address the heating and the cooling of this basement. And the first thing that I needed to do was address this bulkhead door. When we bought the house, there was no door here, and so what that meant was all the heat from the basement was basically just escaping right up this bulkhead and basically outside. And so I built a couple doors, barn style doors here with latch and hinges, and it's actually probably 5 or 10 degrees cooler once I open these doors. But that's the bulkhead to the outside. I do have to install 2-inch rigid foam insulation here on the back side of these doors to kind of complete this ensemble. But once that's done, we will be keeping the heat inside, which is what we want to do. Rule number 1 for building a fish room is keep the heat inside. So that's going to be a great cost savings here once the fish room is up and running. Pretty happy about that. I'll probably end up painting this white so that it matches the walls when it's all said and done. And one other thing that I'm going to be investigating here fairly shortly is installing insulation in these rim joists. Now these are the floor joists here that run the length of the house, but you'll notice that the rim joists are on the exterior of the house. It's basically what separates the outside and the inside of the basement, and that's a good picture of one right there. There's actually a lot of airflow that's coming through those rim joists around the cracks. There's a spider web right here, and you'll notice it's moving quite a bit, and that's just because it's catching the breeze off from those rim joists. And so what that tells me is now that this door project is done, the next thing I need to do is take rigid insulation and install it in all of these rim joists from over here all the way to the corner, and then all the way to the corner over here, and then all the way to the doorway over here. And hopefully what that will do is keep a lot of that draft out. And I'll probably be doing the 2-inch rigid insulation, and then maybe using spray foam around the edges. The best way to do it would probably be to hire someone to just spray foam the entire thing. It would be a lot quicker, but it is more expensive, so I probably will be cutting the foam out myself and installing those. Obviously it's going to be a lot harder when there are wires and pipes in the way, but I guess I'll learn as I do it. But that's definitely next on the list before I can do much else here. And hopefully that will give me enough time so that it's warm enough outside that I can actually set up this this saw outside and cut all of my lumber for my stands so that I can get my first stand set up right here. You'll see that's the center beam to the house, and I want to put the first set of racks right here, coming kind of from the wall out past that beam here and over here. There'll be about 3 feet of space to walk here, and eventually I'll put in another set of racks over here, and that electrical closet will be taken out to reveal the corner of the house there. That's about it. There's one other update, actually 2 other updates here while I'm down here. I do have a utility sink. It's not hooked up yet. I've got the hot and cold water from, or to, I should say, the washer and dryer. So it shouldn't be that difficult to get those teed off and supplying water to this utility sink. I do have the parts here to connect my P-trap and my waistline. And since I am below grade here, and this is actually the exit for the water to the house drain, I will be dumping the water from this sink into this 55-gallon barrel. And you see I have a sump pump in there, and I've got a hose connected to that, and this is very temporary, as you can see. This is a job well done here, but it's just temporary, just to test this out to see how it works. But that's where my sump will be draining into this outlet, and then I've got the line here from the washer going into there as well. Again, this is all very temporary, very hacked together, but I just had to get stuff up and running, so this is kind of how it looks right now. I will be probably installing my 3-stage carbon filter on this wall here so that I can tee off, get my hot and cold water here, get my cold water drip here. I'm going to send that cold water drip along this wall into the aquarium rack once that is complete, and I'll probably have my filter. I'll use 3 55-gallon barrels as a filter, more on that later, but the overflow from that, the emergency overflow, is actually going to be carried by a sump pump, a float activated sump pump, and it's either going to go directly into the sink or into this sump or directly up into that line. I'm not quite sure which one yet. I'll probably send it down this way so that it can be filtered out before it goes out. I don't want to plug this up at all, so I want that to be pretty much clean water. Again, I've got some more of the mesh material that you saw earlier, and I'll probably be using that as a screen to catch any debris that goes down the sink before it enters this tank, so that it doesn't clog up that sump, and so it doesn't clog up the house drain line here as well. But that's about it. I've said that a couple times already. One last thing I do want to mention is my brother and I are building a CNC machine in the basement. I'm not quite sure if this is going to be its final resting place, but for right now this is where we've set it up. It's a Shapeoko. It's an open source hardware kit, CNC hardware kit. And essentially what that means is once this is up and running, I'll be able to use this to plot X, Y, and Z coordinates to cut out a lot of cool things for a lot of aquarium projects. The first thing I'm actually going to use it for is I'm going to cut out lids for all of my aquariums. So I'm going to have upwards of 30 aquariums, and they will be large aquariums like the 40-gallon breeder here. And I will need lids on all of those tanks to keep the moisture down in the room. And the best way to do that is with a tightly secured lid. And I'm going to cut acrylic to fit each of those aquariums. And essentially what I'll be able to do here is slide one sheet of acrylic in and then plot the CNC cutting head, which will actually be mounted here, to then cut all of those out. So I can cut things like doors, I can cut little notches for airline tubings or filters into those hoods, and I can cut out an entire sheet worth of them all in one go. It's going to be precise, it's got millimeter accuracy, so it's much better and much faster than if I was to try to cut those out by hand, and I should get a lot better, cleaner of a product. But of course that's just the beginning for the DIY projects here on the CNC. If you can imagine, any flat material up to 3 or 4 inches thick can be basically cut with this machine. I can use a Dremel tool attached here, or I can use a full-size router attached here. So I can do anything from styrofoam to hard PVC plastic sheeting, all the way up to like 3/4 inch plywood, or even aluminum. So definitely look forward to that. If you guys have any ideas for aquarium projects using a CNC machine, definitely let me know. If you are interested in getting something cut out, let me know, because I might be able to arrange that as long as it's not too large. It might be something that I can do and ship to you, but I'll have more information about that once I actually get into this and get it up and running. It is wired up and it does work, but as you can see, we haven't really done anything with it. We just tested it out, so we have no cutting head attached to it right yet, but definitely look forward to that. That's going to open up a ton of new possibilities here for the DIY hobby, and I'm really looking forward to incorporating that into my aquarium fish room. So anyways guys, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.